For 10 years, Patriot Mobile has been America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. And when I say only, trust me, they're the only one. Founder Glenn Story and his team have been great supporters of this show, which is why I am proud to partner with them. Patriot Mobile offers dependable nationwide coverage, giving you the ability to access all three major networks, which means you get the same coverage you've been accustomed to without funding the left. When you switch to Patriot Mobile, you're sending the message that you support free speech, religious freedom, the sanctity of life, Second Amendment, and our military veterans and first responders. Their 100% US-based customer service team makes switching easy. So easy, I did it. I kept my number, you can keep your phone, or you can upgrade. Their team will help you find the best plan for your needs. Just go to patriotmobile.com/Jason or call 972-PATRIOT. Get free activation when you use the offer code JASON. Join me, make the switch today, patriotmobile.com/Jason. That's patriotmobile.com/Jason or call 972-PATRIOT. All right, welcome. Shemeka, I have an awesome topic for us today. Tom Brady expressing some regret about the Netflix roast. And I think he's expressing the right regret. And I wish that I had, in real time, when the Netflix special came out, I wish that I had expressed this regret. The jokes about Giselle went too far. Tom Brady's acknowledging that it's impacted his kids. I think it's clear as day that it was a mistake in real time, and I was too caught up, and I think many people were too caught up. Like, hey man, they're cracking jokes, and nothing's off limits, and this is great, and this is great for the culture, and they're legalizing this and legalizing that. But Giselle Bundchen is the mother of his children, or some of his children. Most of his children. He's got one other child with another woman, Bridget Moynihan, maybe. But here, let's watch the clip of Tom Brady expressing regret, and then we'll follow up.
Like I said, I loved when the jokes were about me. I thought they were so fun. I didn't like the way that it affected my kids. So it's the hardest part about like the bittersweet aspect of when you do something that you think is one way and then all of a sudden you realize I wouldn't do that again because of the way that it affected actually the people that I care about the most in the world. So it makes you in some ways a better parent going through it. Because again, sometimes you're naive, you don't know, or you get a little like, oh shit.
So that's Brady on the Pivot podcast with Ryan Clark and Channing Crowder. And he's still reluctant to say, in my view, because what he should say is, I don't like the way it affected the mother of my kids and my kids. Because they can get divorced, the world allows it, but that will always be the mother of his kids, and denigrating her and making her a laughingstock has impact on her and his kids. He needs to acknowledge. I don't care what went on. I don't care if Giselle fooled around on him, whatever. She's still the mother of his kids. That's my take.
Yeah, I think Tom Brady is full of manure. To me, this is a case of throwing a rock and then hiding your hands. Anybody that has watched a roast knows that there are no limits. There's nothing, there are no lines. Nothing is off limits. If you watch the roast of President Trump, if you watch the roast of Justin Bieber, like all of these roasts that have been happening for years, nothing is off limits. And so for Tom to act as if, I thought it was funny when it was about me, but, when it goes another direction, you knew it was going to go a different direction. And if you didn't, you're not as smart as we've all given you credit of being, because we know how roasts are. I just did a roast in November when it comes to race, and I'm not talking about little bitty race jokes. I'm talking about going there, race, gender, sexuality. people will joke on you having an alcohol addiction or a crack addiction, or for me, being a former stripper, there's nothing off limits. So I think that Tom should have done his research if he didn't know what a roast was going to be, and just not done it at all. If you were going to have regrets, if you felt like your kids were going to be hurt, these are things you should have known and before even doing it. So I think now that it's out there, maybe he got some backlash. I'm sure his children didn't like hearing their mom joked on. I'm sure Giselle didn't like being joked on, but she moved faster than Taylor Swift's last name onto a different man. So come on, this was going to come up. And I just think if he was going to have regrets, he should not have done the roast at all. You don't go in there thinking, just joke on me. That's silly and that's weak. And I think it's just him trying to hide his hands and make it seem like he's still this all-American. Don't be mad at Tom Brady. Deep down, he liked them coming after the fact that his wife did what she did and moved on the way that she did.
Shemeka, I hear you, but I think Tom Brady is motivated by his animus towards his ex-wife, because it's an immature point of view he's got, and I say that from 50. My parents, I think, divorced when I was 4 or 5 years old, and so I got a lot of experience about, like, hey, you got to leave that woman, no matter what your feelings are. If she's the mother of your children, you got to leave her standing tall and as unvarnished as possible as the father. And so he's going to have to recognize that no matter what Giselle did, and I'm sure she did, in his view, some awful things, but there is no upside in her denigration as long as she's the mother of his kids, and she will always be the mother of his kids. I've argued with men about this for a long time. You're better off, and again, I'm not saying the court system is fair, but get that woman that money. Let her, don't rejoice in her financial struggles and all that other stuff. You actually want her standing tall, because that's in the best interest of your kids. And she may not do the right thing. It's no different. And I don't want to be a distraction by referencing this, but it's like OJ getting upset with Nicole for whatever hanky-panky she's got going on in his house. I get why he's upset, but don't denigrate that woman. Don't deny her finances. Don't do any of that. It's going to hurt your kids. And so when you decided to have unprotected sex with that woman and made her the mother of your children, you've just signed up for, like, you know what? I cannot hate this woman. I can't let my animus toward this woman control my actions. And that's what Tom Brady has done. And so he's very comfortable saying, hey, the way it affected my kids, it only affected your kids because there were no jokes about your kid. It only affected your kids because you was talking about their mama. And now when they go to school, other kids can crack that joke about their mama that they heard on Netflix. It's tough being a husband, a father, an ex-husband, and a father. But you gotta man up here and let the animus towards Giselle go. You decided to marry her. You decided to have them kids with her. If she's a witch, like some people say, you married that witch. Deal with it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they should get along and he should go on about his life. I just think the whole walking back is fake. I don't think that he, maybe the fallout he didn't think he was going to have. But to me, when you go into a roast, you know exactly what you're walking into. So this whole, oh, my kids, your kids are 11. I think they said 14 and 16. Number one, you could have had a conversation with them beforehand. You still could have a conversation with them and just stop lying. Stop lying. You knew what you were walking into. And I think that he did it intentionally to pretend like he didn't know people were going to be cracking jokes on her and it was going to affect his children. It's just a lie. We all know what roasts are, and I think that he did it intentionally. I think he enjoyed the jokes on Giselle deep down. I don't think he would have intentionally hurt his kids, but you have to take that into consideration when you do something. I know
Yes,
when
he
I
would.
wrote my book,
Yes, he would.
he would intentionally hurt his kids.
Yes, he would. He did.
Yeah,
You
but
can't be this kind of stupid. He did because he let his animus towards his wife override common sense. And there's a side to Giselle's story. Because this is a very selfish act. Because here's why I'm so hard on this, and I wish I had recognized it in real time. The man jumped up. Someone cracked a joke on Bob Kraft, who ain't his kid, who's an 80-year-old billionaire. They cracked a joke on him, who he got busted at a massage parlor. That's a bridge too far. Brady jumped up and said, oh, I got to dive in front of these bullets for Bob Kraft, a billionaire. And you think this man couldn't dive in front of a bullet for the mother of his children? This is a choice he made. I'm going to have kids with this woman. I'm going to marry this woman. That's a lifetime decision whether they get a divorce or not. It's a lifetime decision when you have those kids. If you can jump in front of bullets to Bob Kraft, you damn sure can jump in front of bullets for your kids and your ex-wife. He should be more defensive of his ex-wife, and again, if they didn't have kids, I wouldn't say this, and the mother of his children, than defensive of Bob Kraft, an 80-year-old billionaire who can take care of himself, another man. You ain't jumping in front of bullets for your ex-wife and mother of your kids. It's for an 80-year-old billionaire. Miss me with all that. Tom, you out of line here. You owe your wife an apology. You owe all men an apology. It's a bad look. And I'm a Tom Brady fan as a football player. This is very selfish. This is the worst look I've ever seen for Tom Brady. Shemeka, I got to bounce. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for watching. If I'm wrong, well, I know I'm not wrong, so don't even jump in the comments and say I'm wrong. Go out and support one of our great sponsors like Bank on Yourself or Cardio Miracle. Do all that, because I'm right here. We'll see you next time. If you enjoyed that video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss a moment of Fearless.